And in the locker room, each guy has been going over and through his own routine to get ready. But once they take the floor, they're one single unit. Welcome, everyone, to the NBA on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and Stan Van Gundy, this is Kevin Harlan, and we're joined by our reporter, David Aldridge, on the sidelines. And checking out some numbers for Rudy Gobert.
And guys, I think the best way to measure his performance these last 10 games is his effective field goal percentage, which has improved, a sign that his game is in much better shape than it was not too long ago.
And the starting lineup for the Timberwolves. Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniels. Julius Randle is out there with Rudy Gobert. And it's Conley in at the point guard position. And for the Jazz, in it forward, it's going to be Markkanen and Collins. Colin Sexton is out there with Collier. And it's Kessler in at the center, locking down the middle. All right, we're in the middle of the season here, Greg. How do you stay engaged at this time of the year?
Honestly, Kevin, it can be hard. The schedule is so daunting, and there's really no time to reset. So spending your off days recharging, I think, is important.
Randle from outside, drops in the tray.
Working on being more consistent with this shot, Randle certainly helping his confidence moving forward.
Sexton against Edwards. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Greg, Colin Sexton, still so young. He entered the league when he was just 19.
Yeah, drafted back in 2018. Sexton has a few years left in his 20s, so you expect him to continue to expand his game and improve on both ends.
And the first one drops. So Colin Sexton is 6'3". He has the frame of a point guard, clearly. But Stan, his game is putting up points, and he can do it in a hurry.
Yeah, and Kevin, look, he's done it pretty efficiently in recent years. We have a lot of point guards in the league who are primarily scorers. And Sexton, though, you've also got to give him credit. He's made great strides as a playmaker.
He has indeed. Offensive rebound. Pass to McDaniels. Randle with a screen for Edwards. And it's sent back by Kessler. Down low. Markkanen can't get it to go. Timberwolves have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Conley left side. Markkanen against McDaniel. Pass to Gobert. And the layup's good off the glass.
Yeah, nice timing in the pick and roll. Gobert finishing the job.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Thanks, Kevin. Talked to Will Hardy a little while ago. Their team's main focus tonight, well, it starts with All-Star Anthony Edwards. He said Ant is an incredible player. He's so physical. We have to throw multiple bodies at him. It's got to be a team effort to keep Edwards in check. An ambitious game plan. Kevin?
Thanks, David. Here is Edwards. Rudy Gobert picking up that last basket. No dice from the high post.
When the defense is playing off you like that, you want to be able to convert. But that time, he just couldn't get it done.
Shot by Collins, no good.
Wow. Missed the easy one right there, right at the rim, but came up empty.
Pass to Conley. Free throw line jump shot. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron.
Well, you know, Conley was drafted all the way back in 2007, a time when we saw a lot more mid-range jumpers.
Here's Collier. 12 points his last outing. Sexton on the wing. Edwards defending. 6 to shoot. And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
And guys, point of emphasis for the league is to really crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, and yet we still see it a lot. It's a tough thing to police.
Clarkson, he's checked in for Colin Sexton. Now here's Randle, coming off a solid outing against Phoenix. Here's Edwards. Makes it off the glass.
Well, Edwards is such a strong player. skilled at absorbing contact and still finishing.
And Will Hardy calls timeout here. He's ready to talk things through with the team. The 2K leaderboard is on the screen now to reveal.
What a performance offensively. Something has really clicked with his game over this stretch.
Jazz trail by 7, and the defense of the Timberwolves stand as good as it gets.
Well, Kevin, they can compete with anyone when it comes to size, not just up front, but on the wings. They're long and athletic, but it all comes down to execution, and they get it done.
Now here's Randall. Jordan Clarkson missing his last shot. Conley finds Edwards. Utah with the rebound.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Lobbed up there for Collins. Stolen by Conley. Here's Randall. His scoring totals are something to take note of. He's averaging over 19 points a game. And the rejection by Collins.
Well, Collins is a capable defender, especially when he gets the positioning he needs to block shots.
Here's Clarkson. Drops it in from 11 feet. So it's Minnesota now. 1:39 left to play in the first quarter. Randall outside. There's the three, and that one's good. His second basket of 4, shooting 50%.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Markkanen looking it over. Pass to Collins. Nice ball movement by Utah. 5 to shoot. Here's Collier. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Outside Conley. Even now, Stan in his late 30s, Mike Conley still able to perform at a very high level.
Well, Kevin, his father was a gold medalist in track and field. So even as Mike Jr. has maybe lost a step, he's still able to compete athletically.
First free throw is good. Well, Greg, over the last few seasons, one area of consistency for the Jazz has been their rebounding.
Yeah, and they have some size, and they make controlling the boards a focal point. When you're playing Utah, you better be ready to put a body on somebody.
Looking at who's out there now for the Jazz. Eubanks, he's checked in for Walker Kessler. Filipowski comes in for Collins. Colin Sexton, he's checked in for Markkanen. And George is subbed in for Collier. Now, here's Clarkson. He's been a factor in their offense on most nights with his scoring average at nearly 16 points a game. Clarkson with the ball. Defended by Alexander Walker. Shots good by Clarkson. Clarkson's got his second basket of the night.
Well, this is Clarkson's role. He looks to score in a multitude of ways.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Yep, that one goes.
Yeah, they have gone full throttle from the opening tip, showing no signs of letting up.
Yeah, they've come out with more energy and effort, and that's reflected in the score.
Clarkson with the ball. Fires the three. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Clarkson's got his third basket of the night right there.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from that.
And we've reached the end of the first quarter. Timberwolves lead by 7. From Delta Center, back in a moment. And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And what do you guys think about Minnesota here in this one?
In that first period, they showed a willingness to make the extra pass.
Yeah, it's the kind of offense every coach loves to see. Selfless and smart.
On the court for the Timberwolves as our second quarter is underway. You've got Naz Reid. Dillingham is out there with Anthony Edwards. Then it's Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And it's Garza in at the 5. So it's the Timberwolves now, following Colin Sexton's 3. Edwards inside, defended by Sexton. And the basket by Edwards.
Well, look, it's tough to keep Edwards out of the lane and tough to stop him once he's in there.
George passes to Clarkson. Here's Filipowski. Reed with the block. Alexander Walker finds Reed. Filipowski grabs the board. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Utah Jazz. 6-point game. This their first chance to take a look at the Timberwolves this season. Clarkson surveying the floor. 6 on the shot clock. 14 feet away. And Utah again with the bucket. Analytics or the eye test? The optics or the numbers in front, Greg? When you're judging the performance of a player, what kind of criteria do you use?
Well, an MVP candidate recently said, my eye test tells me this guy's a terrible defender, but the analytics tell me he's a great defender. I'm confused, and I often feel the same way.
Now Sexton, after Anthony Edwards missed from long range. And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Inside, Edwards finishes strong.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Pass to Filipowski. Back to Clarkson. And so the ball's out of bounds. Reed touched it last.
And checking out the stats for Clarkson. How's the last month of basketball been for him? Averaging 13 points per game, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. Nothing about his numbers really jump out at you, but he'll come up with a timely play or two every game.
Yeah, look, it's not about being a stat stuffer. It's about being a guy coaches can count on and an asset to the team as a whole.
You know, talking to Keontae George, he credits film watching for much of his success. I like that kind of element he brought up.
Yeah, they say he also spends a lot of time talking to veterans on the team, seeks advice from them and coaches. He's a real student of the game, and that has helped speed up the process for him.
Boy, a guy like that, coach, has got to be fun to coach.
Yeah, those are the guys you're looking for. Among the best athletes in this league, Anthony Edwards taking flight.
And Will Hardy calls timeout here. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team. Well, you got to help out the team whenever you can, and this group of shooting guards have helped out on the glass for their respective teams this year. Anthony Edwards on top.
And a two-guard who's as prolific a rebounder as he is a rare breed in the NBA. You usually don't expect it from an off guard, but he's a big contributor on the glass.
Well, that kind of rebounding production from your backcourt is huge. It certainly takes some pressure off of the big guys.
Now, here is George. No scoring in this one. Clarkson against Edwards. It's stolen by Edwards. Pass to McDaniels.
A defensive ace. Jaden McDaniels gets the toughest perimeter assignment every night, using his length, athleticism, and effort to frustrate opponents.
And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for Minnesota.
Well, a lot of times you'll hear coaches yell, "Get the ball inside," and you can see why. Good things happen when you get the ball into the paint.
And it seems they've also put an emphasis on moving the ball, working to rotate around the defense and find those quality looks.
And that one misses. And standing 6'9", Jaden McDaniels, possessing tremendous length for a perimeter defender.
Yeah, Kevin, and he can really move his feet, too. Jaden McDaniels is clearly one of the best and most versatile perimeter defenders in the league.
Lauri Markkanen's checked in for Utah. Collier comes in for Clarkson. Here's Collier, who's averaging around 5.5 points a game. And finished off by Collins.
Well, great to see in-sync offense like this. The pass is perfectly timed, and Collins rises up and puts it down.
Now here's Conley. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Collier. Conley grabs the miss. For the Utah Jazz, they come in off a loss to the Warriors. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Rudy Gobert continues to embrace the challenge of elite rim protection. He said competition is what it's about. Sometimes I'm going to get dunked on, and sometimes I'll get the block. But I'm not going to stop coming and doing what I do. I'll be there every time. Kevin?
David, just like you. Thanks so much.
Just right through him. Kessler not slowing up.
Randall kicks to Edwards. Another miss by Minnesota. Jazz trail by 3. George passes to Collier. Back to George. Nice ball movement by Utah. Pass to Collier. They set the pick. Baseline jumper. Takes a 3. And George gets it to go. George has got the game tied up here for Utah.
And developing that 3-ball shot, George is putting in the work now.
And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. And the Jazz making a change here. Sexton's checked in. Alexander Walker, he's checked in for Minnesota. Alexander Walker on the wing. Outside Conley. Shot clock at 6. Here's Gobert. And finished off by Gobert.
And all of that size rolling there after that screen. Gobert moves now with such confidence when in the pick and roll.
Now, here's Collins. A good portion of the scoring has come from him. He averages more than 18 points a game.
Well, when you have a scorer as skilled as he is, You do everything you can to get him the looks he needs.
Here's Conley after the made shot from Lauri Markkanen. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Here's Randall. Collins with some nice D. Here's Collier, covered by Conley. Collins, a screen on Conley. The open look here for Sexton. Wow, huge buzzer beater.
I did not think he was going to get that off in time.
He released it just in the nick of time. What a shot.
So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Jazz out in front, up by 3. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half.
Thanks for tuning in. Did you miss us? Before we discuss the game at hand, let's first check out the upcoming schedule.
And for that matchup against the Magic, it should reveal a lot about themselves, where they are currently, and where they need to improve.
And if they were to somehow win this, that would speak volumes as well. Getting to that first half of action from Minnesota, they find themselves in the middle of a tight one.
My bed is the best you can buy, but it ain't as soft as their defense right now. They got to shore up that side of the ball.
I think Shaq needs a nap. Somebody's tired of watching bad D. Thanks for joining us. Now let's toss it to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. You gotta like what Jordan Clarkson has done in this game.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, I'd love to see what they drew up in the locker room, because you're right. He's the problem right now.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Greg, this is some kind of note. Last year, Minnesota, for just the second time, had ever won a series in the postseason.
Yeah, they've been bounced in the first round, 10 of 12 appearances. But last year's team was different. Their elite defense fueled the conference finals run.
Wing pair will be Sexton and Markkanen. The pairing up front, it'll be Collins and Kessler. And it's Collier in at the 1 spot. And that's the group for Will Hardy as they begin the second half. Utah leading by 3. And he lobs it up toward the rim. And Kessler throws it down.
Well, it doesn't take much for Kessler to catch that lob and slam it home.
And it's Conley with the ball for Minnesota. The Wizards on the road to face them after this game. And that will be the first game of 5 straight at home. Count that one. Conley's got 6.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Yeah, I like how they're establishing their interior presence right away. That's going to collapse the defense and create other opportunities.
Here's Markkanen. Michael Conley making his last shot. Kessler setting the pick for Sexton. It's hauled in by Edwards. Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the third quarter. And out of bounds as the Jazz gain possession. Here's Sexton. 8 points for him. Pass to Kessler. Now Markkanen. Kessler's setting the pick for Markkanen. Here's Collier. Sinks the triple. Collier's got the lead up to 6 now for the Jazz.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline. As a coach, what were some of your favorite parts, Stan, of life on the road?
Well, Kevin, we get treated really well on the road in the NBA. I mean, you travel on great charters. People take care of your bags. We stay in great hotels. But my favorite part of being on the road was when we were on our way home. Easier to win at home, family at home. That was the favorite part of it.
How about the bonding experience that a lot of coaches talk about when you're out there kind of alone against the forces, just you and your team?
Well, I definitely think players bond on trips like that because they're not going in different directions. They team to spend time together. I don't think any of them ever wanted to spend time with me.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
And guys, hold on now. I'm getting word we have Shams Charania calling in. Shams, what do you have for us?
Well, guys, Lauri Markkanen had said all along he was content to stay in Utah. And after signing a contract extension, he remains with the Jazz. He turns 28 in May, so he's just entering his prime. There's plenty of runway left if the Jazz think he can guide them back to the playoff mix. And with the timing of when Markkanen signed his extension, he is not trade eligible during this season.
Johns, we really appreciate the update. We know how detailed you are. Thanks so much.
Yeah, it's hard to remember that Markkanen had a slow start to his pro career because now he's a candidate for the 50, 40, 90 club almost every year. Not a great start to the second half, just 1 for 4. Got to find ways to generate better looks here.
Utah moving it around and finished off by Collins.
I'm sure his teammates love having a guy like Collins on the receiving end of those alley-oops. As fun an assist as you'll get.
Now here's McDaniels. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game.
Well, that's now his third triple of the game, first here in this second half.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, thank you. The Utah Jazz last season became one of the first teams in the league to move their games to broadcast television. It's a gamble, but they just about tripled their reach. And with the rapid growth in the region, they have a chance to attract new fans. And Kevin, no doubt, other NBA teams are keen to see how this goes.
Oh, David, no question at all. And we thank you for your report. Here's what Utah's going with right now. Filipowski, he's checked in for Collins. Jordan Clarkson comes in for Colin Sexton. And George is subbed in for Collier. On the free throw, no good. And for the Jazz, the last few seasons, Coach, have been a period of rebuilding.
Yeah, it has, Kevin. You know they acquired a lot of draft capital when they traded Gobert and Mitchell, and they've since drafted a lot of young talent and still have plenty of picks to work with.
Here's Clarkson. Great D that time from Edwards. Timberwolves trail by 9. Conley finds Randall. Now Gobert. He's covered by Kessler. The drive by Clarkson. And while we've got a moment, let's check out the best defenses in the NBA. In fourth, the Timberwolves.
This is a team that takes pride on the defensive side of the floor. I mean, they play hard and they play together. They are a tough group to score on.
They throw good. Clarkson. I've heard some talk about this idea, Stan. What do you think about adding a one-on-one tournament to the All-Star Weekend?
Wow, Kevin, I love that idea. And if you could get the better players to play, I think there would be some serious interest in that from fans and some great competition among the players.
We see it every night in the NBA. That's what we all crave for, right? We want to see the biggest names against each other.
Yeah, every night we want to see the best players one-on-one against the other great players in the league.
And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. He wants to make some adjustments to the game plan, clearly. And we've got a quick moment now to take a look at the long-term rebounding numbers over several seasons for Julius Randle.
We've seen him regress as a rebounder these past few seasons. His numbers have come down in that department, and I'd like to see him concentrate on bringing them back up. I'm sure the team would as well. You can never have enough rebounding.
There's 1:40 left to play in the third. Reed with a screen on Markkanen. Three-pointer. It's good, and the Jazz lead is cut down to 8 on the bucket from Alexander Walker.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from that.
Now, here's Markkanen. He has 5. A floater, and Clarkson with the layup. Clarkson's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Oh, what a soft touch. Clarkson just easing it in.
Pass to Alexander Walker. Over Markkanen. A shot by Alexander Walker, no good.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Conley against George. Back to Markkanen. Just 4 to shoot. 18 feet out. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Here's Randall. Yep, it counts. Randall's got 11 points.
And the defense cannot underestimate Randall's strength. Pushes right through the contact and gets the shot.
Now Clarkson to the paint. Here's Eubanks. And he goes in for the dunk.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
And so it's the Utah Jazz with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. Back to the action in just a minute. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Well, it's one of the core parts of the game. Reading the defense and creating an easy bucket for your teammate. That is pretty.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. And a look at the 5 for the Timberwolves to start the fourth. They've got Dillingham. Reed is out there with Miller. Then there's Edwards. And it's Alexander Walker in at the small forward.
And Reed is a very active player. Love seeing him be this aggressive inside.
Trains the three-pointer. Clarkson's got the lead up to 11 now for the Jazz.
First 3 of the half, second of the game. Can he heat up?
Here's Dillingham, defended by George. Miller outside. Eubanks grabs the miss.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Clarkson bounce pass. George finds Clarkson. Slides through for his 7th basket in 11 tries.
Well, he's had it going offensively, helping them build this lead.
Pass to Alexander Walker. Here's Reed. That shot off the mark. We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. George passes to Eubanks. And the shot goes in. And the Jazz lead by 15.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
And here's Miller outside. The rebound by the Jazz. Eubanks got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. George looking around to the inside. And he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
What I like here, even with the big lead, they continue to execute their offense.
Yeah, to put together this kind of performance at both ends of the floor on the road, it's impressive.
Dillingham with it, defended by George. Dillingham, no good. And here's Utah. Right now, they're on a 9-0 run. The 3, George with the bucket.
And certainly, they are not hesitating, letting it fly from deep here in the second half.
Timberwolves trail by 20. And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. Clearly, he's got something his players need to hear, and immediately. So Utah ends up going with the new group. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Gobert, he's checked in for Reed. Julius Randle comes in for Miller. McDaniels, he's checked in for Alexander Walker. And Mike Conley subbed in for Dillingham. Pass to Gobert. Stan, you always emphasize defense. What do you make of the offensive surge in the NBA today?
Well, Kevin, look, skill level is the best it's ever been. Shooting range is incredible, which makes defenses have to defend more and more of the court. Rules and officiating favor the offense. It's never been harder to defend in the NBA.
It sure looks that way. You're right. Now here is Conley. McDaniels finds Conley. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Gobert with a screen for Conley. To end the drought. Another miss by Minnesota.
And they just can't find a way to end this thing. Nothing falling right now.
Well, this is a spot where you have to be able to go to your leaders. They need to step up and make a play to turn things around.
And this is how Randall likes to operate, taking it in to the defense over and over again.
Pass to Kessler. Outside, Markkanen. Kessler in the post. Gobert on him. Kessler in the post. Defended by Gobert. Here's Collier. Kessler a screen on McDaniel. It's stolen by Gobert. And now Minnesota on the fast break. Here's Randall. Good for his 6th make in a dozen attempts, shooting 50% with that basket.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority, very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Jazz.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Yeah, and Kevin, not all about luck. I thought their overall shot selection was better.
And so that moves their record to 11 wins on the year.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Jordan Clarkson.
Well, bottom line, he was just unstoppable at times. Not much you can do when he's playing with that kind of confidence.
Impressive job by the players, coaches, and don't discount the impact of these fans.
No, I'd be lying if I said the crowd doesn't have an impact. It's certainly felt from the head coach all the way down.
Love the pass there from Gobert. Always nice when your big man feeds his teammates.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Markkanen against McDaniel. Markkanen can't get it to go. And so it's Utah easily grabbing the win. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Colin. Congratulations. How did you get that win tonight?
Thank you, David. And that'll do it, folks. So now for Greg Anthony, Stan Van Gundy, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.